Sometimes celebrities reveal more on podcasts than they ever do in interviews. From deeply personal announcements to jaw-dropping stories that instantly went viral, some podcast confessions have completely stunned fans. Here are some of the most unforgettable moments. The first confession comes from the Chainsmokers. While appearing on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Alex Paul and Drew Taggart were asked a straightforward question about life on tour. The conversation quickly took an unexpected turn. Alex admitted that, in the band's early years, they had been involved in threesomes with fans on more than one occasion. He emphasized that these encounters were never planned and described them as strange experiences that happened a long time ago. Drew Taggart added an interesting clarification. He joked that the people involved weren't what he would consider diehard fans, saying none of them were wearing the band's merchandise or anything like that. Even with those explanations, the candid admission immediately grabbed headlines and became one of the podcast's most talked about moments. Another unforgettable podcast moment came from Demi Lovato. During the very first episode of 4D with Demi Lovato, the singer shared one of the biggest personal announcements of her career. After spending months focusing on healing and self-discovery, Demi publicly revealed that they identify as non-binary and announced they would begin using they/them pronouns. The episode also featured a thoughtful discussion about gender identity with guest Alok Vaid-Menon, including the difference between being non-binary and gender non-conforming. The conversation sparked worldwide discussion and encouraged many people to learn more about gender identity. About a year later, Demi shared another update. They explained that they had also become comfortable using she/her pronouns while continuing to use they/them, saying they had been feeling more feminine. For Demi, it reflected the belief that identity is deeply personal and can evolve over time. The next unforgettable podcast confession came from Kesha, and it left even the host completely speechless. During an appearance on Call Her Daddy, the conversation began with Kesha talking about her unusual hobby of creating art from human teeth. But then she casually revealed something no one expected. The necklace she was wearing wasn't made from stones or metal. According to Kesha, it had been created from her own preserved placenta. She explained that her mother believed the placenta carried spiritual significance and could help open a person's third eye. After keeping it preserved for years, it was eventually turned into jewelry that Kesha still wears today. While the story sounded unbelievable to many listeners, Kesha made it clear that the necklace has deep personal meaning because of her family's beliefs and spiritual traditions. Another podcast moment that dominated headlines involved Kanye West during his appearance on Drink Champs. Over the course of the lengthy interview, Kanye made a series of inflammatory remarks, including anti-Semitic statements, conspiracy theories, and false claims about the death of George Floyd. The interview immediately sparked widespread backlash. Many critics condemned both Kanye's comments and the podcast for giving those statements a platform. As the controversy continued to grow, the episode was removed from YouTube and several other major platforms. Later, host Noré publicly admitted that he regretted not challenging Kanye's remarks more strongly during the interview. He explained that he stayed quiet because he didn't want Kanye to walk out before the conversation was finished, but later acknowledged he should have spoken up much sooner. The next headline-making confession came from Aubrey. During an appearance on Michael Cohen's podcast, the singer and reality TV personality spoke openly about her alleged past relationship with Donald Trump Jr. According to Aubrey, their very first intimate encounter happened in an unexpected place. She claimed that Donald Trump Jr. surprised her while she was hosting an event at a gay nightclub, and the two ended up having sex in the club's bathroom. It was a revelation that instantly grabbed attention because of both the location and the high-profile people involved. Aubrey also shared a lighter memory from their relationship, recalling an awkward moment involving restrictive spanks that eventually became an inside joke between them. Despite everything that happened, she revealed she still considers Donald Trump Jr. one of her soulmates. She explained that for her, soulmates aren't limited to romantic partners. They can also be family members or close friends who connect with you during an important chapter of life. Another podcast moment that took over the internet came from Jada Pinkett Smith. A 2020 episode of Red Table Talk became one of the most talked about celebrity interviews ever after Jada and Will Smith openly discussed their relationship. During the emotional conversation, the couple reflected on a period when they had separated and focused on healing individually. It was during this discussion that Jada publicly confirmed her relationship with singer August Alsina, referring to it as an entanglement. Until then, the relationship had mostly been the subject of rumors. Her confirmation immediately dominated headlines around the world. When Will jokingly asked whether it was simply an entanglement, Jada clarified that it in fact had been a relationship. That honest exchange became one of the most memorable and widely shared podcast moments in recent years. Another surprising podcast revelation came from Mike Tindall, who offered a rare glimpse into life connected to the British royal family. Speaking on the Good, the Bad, and the Rugby podcast, the former rugby star revealed that before joining I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, he asked Prince William for his blessing, even though there was no official rule requiring him to do so. According to Tindall, William simply encouraged him to enjoy the experience. He also explained that while filming, he deliberately avoided discussing the royal family in detail because he didn't want to create unnecessary headlines. Even with those explanations, his comment still attracted plenty of public attention. Heidi Klum's daughter shares an embarrassing childhood memory. The next memorable confession came from Heidi Klum during her appearance on Call Her Daddy. Joined by her daughter Lenny over FaceTime, Heidi lied as they were called an unforgettable childhood moment. Lenny admitted that when she was younger, she accidentally discovered her mother's private collection of adult items. Curious and unaware of what they were, she even invited her friends to look through everything, and they recorded videos while trying to figure out the mysterious objects. At one point, Lenny joked that she thought one of the items was simply a microphone. Rather than becoming upset, both mother and daughter laughed about the story, although it sparked mixed reactions online ranging from amusement to surprise. Bradley Cooper opens up about growing up. On Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast, Bradley Cooper shared an unusually personal story about his childhood. He explained that growing up, his father was very comfortable with nudity around the house, and because of that, he developed the same attitude. Cooper even revealed that his father would regularly shower with him when he was a child, describing it as something that always felt completely normal in their family. He added that even today, he lives with very little privacy at home. His daughter often chats with him while he's in the bathroom, something he described as perfectly ordinary in his household. The honest conversation surprised many listeners and sparked debate about family boundaries and personal privacy. Gwyneth Paltrow's candid dating confession. The final confession came from Gwyneth Paltrow during her appearance on Call Her Daddy. In a lighthearted game, she was asked to compare two of Hollywood's biggest stars, Brad Pitt and Ben Affleck. Paltrow described Brad Pitt as the great romantic love of her life at that time, while jokingly calling Ben Affleck technically excellent. She also complimented both actors as great kissers. Although the conversation was playful, Paltrow admitted it felt a little awkward knowing her daughter would probably hear those comments. For many viewers, it perfectly illustrated how today's celebrities are more open than ever about sharing even the most personal details of their lives.